Welcome to the Global Gaming Business Podcast. Today's podcast is sponsored by Pavilion Payments, which empowers gaming institutions to create an enhanced patron experience with a complete suite of integrated payment solutions that enable safe, secure, and trusted cash access at the cage, on the casino floor, or online. Learn more at pavilionpayments.com. I'm Roger Gros, the publisher of GGB, and this week we sit down with Ray Pineault, the president and CEO of Mohegan Gaming Entertainment, on how the company is approaching its expansion possibilities, including the Inspire Resort in Korea and a possible bid for a New York casino. As a member of the Mohegan tribe, Ray Pineault's heart is with the tribe. As the president and CEO of Mohegan Gaming Entertainment, he oversees all the gaming conducted by the tribe and the facilities where it is conducted. From the flagship in Connecticut, Mohegan Sun, to the commercial casino run by the tribe in Pennsylvania, to the tribe's partnership with other gaming tribes, and now the new Inspire Integrated Resort in Korea, Pineault has his hands full. He discusses all these properties and explains how the company and the tribal council work together to ensure a successful future for at least 7 generations. He spoke with me at the Global Gaming Expo in Las Vegas in October. Ray, it's great to see you again. Thanks for coming by.
Roger, it's always great to see you. Thanks for having me.
We're here at G2E. It's always an exciting week and a busy week. I know you've got a lot going on, a lot of meetings and things like that. Just give me a sense of what your last year has been like.
It's been busy.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy year. You know, it's been crazy for the last 3 years.
Sure,
right? We've been
right.
dealing with
Yeah.
the pandemic, closing down, opening
yeah.
back up. Then you had the boost, and
Sure,
everybody
right.
had extra income, and then that's starting to subside.
Sure.
But we've really been working on opening digital.
Sure.
So we opened a digital business, and we're currently in Connecticut and Ontario, and we're going to be opening up in other jurisdictions, at least one this coming year. We're going to look at others, and we have Korea. So our South Korea project is reaching the end. We should have an opening coming up this quarter, and then full opening by the first quarter of next year. So our team is working feverishly to make sure that we get everything done. We get all the construction buttoned up, and then we start opening. So it's been 2 years in the process, and really excited about it.
Yeah, no question. Well, let's start with your flagship in Connecticut. Did you just celebrate your 25th anniversary? Was that what I read?
Well, believe it or not, it's been 2 years. It's our 27th year this year. Time flies by.
It does.
We did have a fantastic 25th anniversary, but now we're in 27. The property continues to really generate great revenue, do a great job.
Sure.
We, as you know, this business is very capital intensive, and we continue to make changes. We just completely refurbished all of our high-end suites. We've actually added some new retailers to our lineup. We've added some new restaurants. As an example, the Tao Group. We've opened a Tao restaurant at Mohegan now. Just from a spectacular property that it is, it just continues to outperform the market and do fantastic. And despite the competition that's come in, right? When you think about Connecticut, Massachusetts is going full bore now. Bally's has expanded in Rhode Island, and of course, as we all know, New York is coming at some point.
Sure. Well, you seem to have weathered the Massachusetts competition. With a great casino like Encore in the middle of Boston. You'd think that would have hit you bad, but you maintained your percentage there.
At the end of the day, listen, Wynn and MGM and Penn, all phenomenal operators, obviously experienced operators. But I remember when they were talking about Massachusetts, and there were many articles, the doomsday of Connecticut properties, Foxwoods and Mohegan are going to fold, they'll never survive this.
Right.
Quite honestly, when you come to our property, the guest service that we provide, the loyalty from our guests, it's continued to withstand the test of time. And I believe that'll continue to do that even when New York comes online. And I'm confident you're going to see, some very experienced and talented operators come to New York. But we have 27 years of history. We have 27 years of building that loyalty. We've built the property up to be a spectacular place to come visit, and I'm confident that we'll continue to maintain our position in the Northeast. Right.
And you got great leadership there with Jeff Hamilton running the property.
Absolutely. Jeff was my assistant general manager. I had the pleasure of running that property for almost 5 years. It's truly a high watermark in my career was running that property, and it'll always be near and dear to my heart. That's where I cut my teeth and grew up, and it'll always be special to me. But Jeff is a seasoned operator. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to make sure he continues to drive guest loyalty, guest satisfaction, focusing on making sure we're driving A guest scores, and when we don't, what we can do to improve it.
Okay. And the property in Pennsylvania, you were the first tribe that ran a commercial casino when you bought into Pennsylvania. How's that doing?
Pennsylvania continues to, grind it out, and it's in a nice protected market in Northeast Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. It's got a fantastic customer base, and it's pretty protected. I don't think anything else is going to come in that region per se. From the outer market, obviously, new competition comes in, whether it's New Jersey or some of the recent changeovers in Atlantic City.
Sure.
But it's real local market. It's a protected market. We just refurbished the entire hotel there. We just completed it the end of last year.
Right.
So, again, putting capital into it, making sure we continue to maintain that guest loyalty, making sure that we're refreshing our product. We've added some new things down there. We've added a swing suite restaurant bar down there, which is a kind of new amenity for the guests there. So, listen, Tony Carlucci, who's the general manager down there, does a fantastic job. He's got a great team, and it continues to be a great part of our portfolio.
Yeah, it's funny. You refurbished the hotel. I can remember when the hotel opened, and Mitch Edis was cutting the ribbon, and that seemed like just yesterday, but that 10 years ago, I guess.
Well, it actually, the property itself opened in 2006.
Right.
And then the hotel was added on after that, and I think it was 14. Opened up in 14. Mitch Evans was down there, obviously cutting the ribbon. Right. We were actually the first operator to open in Pennsylvania with a casino when we opened in 2006, and that was under Bobby Soper's leadership back then. So, it's just been a great opportunity for us, great part of our portfolio, great leadership.
Yeah. And you're also managing the property in Washington State. I know Kara is running that property, doing a great job. Is that still on? I know the Cowlitz tribe wants to take over his management there. Is that really true?
Kara's still there.
Yeah.
Still have a great shit. In fact, I'm going to be having dinner with Kara tomorrow night, so I look forward to seeing her. I haven't seen her in several months. We were actually just talking this past Friday. She's doing a fantastic job there.
Yeah.
The property is absolutely beautiful. They actually just opened up their hotel this spring. Fantastic, beautiful property, beautiful hotel. They did a phenomenal job. They're looking to add some new amenities there as well, and they're looking at some new restaurants. They added a rooftop bar on top of the hotel, an Italian restaurant, which is fantastic. We've managed them for 7 years in July. They did decide that they want to go their own way in managing their property, which makes sense.
Sure,
it's a natural evolution of any Native American tribe, right? You get open, you get operating, you get experienced operators, and then you take it off over yourself. I'm very proud of what we accomplished with them. It's beyond 7 years. This thing going on almost 15 years because it took them 7 years to even get their federal recognition, and we stuck with them the whole time to make sure that as a tribe-to-tribe relationship we got them going. Now they're no longer children anymore. They're adults, and they're ready to take over and control their own destiny.
Yeah, and that's such a great story. A tribe helping another tribe get up to speed like that.
Absolutely, and so very proud of that to have another tribe. We did the same thing when we worked with the Tunica Biloxi and Paragon, and again we got them financially sound and reestablished and moving on, and they took over operations themselves as well. So that's the natural progression of things, is let these tribes grow up, let them mature. They're new to it. When we were new, right, we had a management company, and we had to get the experienced leadership. We had to understand what it was to operate in this business, and this is what we're here for, to help other tribes to do, and I'm very proud of what we've accomplished.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. I remember interviewing Saul Kersner when Mohegan Sun opened in Connecticut 27 years ago. So, and they were running that for a few years and passed it on to you guys.
That's right. And listen, between the original president Bill Velardo and Mitchell Lettis, who was a part of that team, and Saul Kersner, helping us develop it, and working with Rockwell to create the spectacular facility that's there now, hire experienced management team, so that that when the time came, that the tribe could take it over, manage themselves, and control their own destiny and their own future.
Sure. And your relationship with the Foxwoods tribe, the nation Dr. Pequots, has really evolved over the years as well, and it seems to be a kind of a friendly, we'll help you out type of relationship as well.
Listen, at the end of the day, we're competitors. We're literally 7 miles away from each other, and if you do it as the crow flies, it's probably only like 3.5 miles, 4 miles. And if you look at what they've done, they've had some spectacular amenities, so we'll always be friendly competitors.
Sure.
But we're also Native American tribes, and we have to be respectful of that we both have our cultures and history, and we'll remain competitors, but we'll also have that common bond of being Native American tribes working within the same region.
Sure, no question. So let's talk about Korea. That's an incredible project. It went through the pandemic, kind of slowed down a little bit, but now you've announced an opening date.
So we're looking to nail down the opening date. I think we're very close. In fact, I was on a call last night. 13-hour difference makes it a little bit challenging. It was there Monday morning or Sunday night, but you have to those are the accommodations you have to make. The construction itself is 2 years in the making approximately. I like to compare it to Mohegan Sun. It's a 3 million square foot facility. Mohegan Sun's a 3 million square facility. Mohegan Sun we built over 6 phases. We're building Korea in one. There's a few less hotel rooms there, about 1,250 versus Mohegan Sun has almost 1,600. It has a bigger arena, 15,000 seat arena. We'll both have a convention. Both properties will have convention centers, dining, shopping. They'll have a beautiful, spectacular pool dome in Korea. It's Mohegan Sun in Korea that we're going to bring our culture, but we also have to be respectful of the Korean culture there too, right? We can't just go in there like the stumbling Americans and do what we want to do. We want to be respectful, but we also are very proud of our culture, and we want to make sure that we infuse that into Korea.
Sure. So you just announced a new CEO over there. Why did you choose him?
Chen comes with a tremendous amount of experience, and in fact, Chen's been with us for quite a while now. He has actually been leading the project as COO, and he really stepped up over that period of time. This has been a very busy time that he's been with us between construction and making sure we keep the project on time, and making sure that we're working with all our various vendors and the construction contractors and the FF&E groups to make sure that we're getting everything done. And quite honestly, he demonstrated to myself and Jody Madigan, who's my COO, that he was really stepping up and was ready for the job. It was time to put him in that position and say, okay, now take the reins and bring this baby home. Yeah, no question. So what are you looking at the market over there? I mean, Asia is really booming right now, especially the Philippines. We see new casinos announced every day, it seems, and then Thailand is looking to get into the game. So how do you expect you're going to fit into that market? Yeah, it's a great question. So a couple things. One, it's a foreigners-only casino, as South Korea is, except for one casino that's a couple hours out of Seoul. So obviously we're relying on two things. One, there are over 2 million dual passport holders and foreigners that live in Seoul. Seoul is a city of 26 million people. So 2 million of those are actually dual passport holders and or foreigners that live and work in Korea. So, that's going to be part of our day-to-day market, and we're going to hit that market. But Seoul, before Incheon, was the 5th busiest airport in the world. Millions of people going through that airport every day, and the average layover 6 hours. So those people are looking something to do. We're only a couple miles away from the airport. We can run shuttles from there. Chinese is actually one of the top visitors to Korea, and not just for layovers who are actually staying there. There's hundreds of thousands of millions of Chinese visitors that go there every year, and we want to make sure that we penetrate a part of that market. And we think we have a great opportunity. I think we're building a spectacular property, and I think our brand of culture, our brand of guest service is going to resonate in Southeast Asia. Obviously, it's a competitive set, whether you're looking at Macau, whether you're looking at Marina Bay Sands, whether you're looking at and all of those properties. It's going to be competitive, but I do think that given the spectacular facility that considering all of the non-gaming amenities that we're adding to the facility, that we'll get our fair share of foreign travelers. Right.
So you're going to have a big theater as well, and bring some superstar entertainment in there?
15,000 seat arena. The team is already booking acts now. They're talking about, can't make any announcements yet because it's not out there yet, but there'll be some top, and not only Asian acts, but American acts that resonate over there as well. So we'll be doing a crossover, which will attract not only people from Southeast Asia, but from around the world that want to come see these acts. And with 15,000 seats, you can do accommodation for a lot of people when you do multiple shows in one stop.
Sure, no question. So let's talk about Greece. So you had a property there, and you backed out because you had so much on your plate in Korea. How did that work out, and are you actually glad now that it looks like they're trying to charge Hard Rock even more to come in?
So I've actually read those articles. I hope Hard Rock is able to work that out. I'm glad they stepped in and look forward to that opportunity, but obviously they're looking for more money. At the end of the day, building two international projects, thousands of miles away from our home base, having our team spread that thin, opening digital gaming. It wasn't the right thing for the tribe. It wasn't the right thing for our team. And the right move was, and backed by our tribal council, is to focus on one and digital gaming at home. And that's what we did. And I think we're pulling off both very successfully. I wish Greece and Hard Rock nothing but the great success there. I mean, the location of that property is absolutely phenomenal. And I think it's a tremendous opportunity. But it's just the time and the effort and the energy it would have taken. You don't want to when you're building something like that, you don't want to fall short because you don't have the energy and the manpower to do it.
Yep.
And it wasn't fair to our team to try to stretch them thin. We have enough work on our plate trying to, as I said before, 13 hours away, hold meetings, right? It's 8 in the morning or 8 at night is the only time. And that means we're all working either really early in the morning or really late at night to accommodate this. And we have to travel. It's a whole day of travel just to get there. So you're losing a whole day of work on a plane. Yeah. You can do some work, but it's just not the same. And then a whole day coming back. Right. So to do 2 of those at once was a disservice to our team.
Right. So we've seen Wynn get into the United Arab Emirates. Any interest in that kind of Middle East structure there? If more, more of the countries legalize gaming over there?
It's a really interesting opportunity. I actually recently saw that Caesars decided to pull out of there and take their name off one of the hotels. Maybe it was a region that wasn't going to approve gaming, and they knew that. MGM has obviously stated that they're interested there. We continue to always look for opportunities from Mohegan to expand it rationally and reasonably for the tribe. As you know, we're in Niagara, the 2 properties in Niagara Falls now. I don't know if you're aware, but we're also one of the bidders that's going to be working in New York. So we have a team that's working there. We actually have Nelson Parker, who's our chief development officer, who's out there looking for opportunities, and there's several that we've looked at, some that we've passed on, there's some that we're actually actively involved in, including New York. So we'll continue to look for opportunities. Once career's done and we have that off our plate and it becomes an operation, which is different than construction, I think that, could we take on another big opportunity? Yeah, if the right opportunity arose, we'd look at it. If New York came up, it's a huge opportunity. Right.
Let's talk about Vegas. You're running the casino at the Virgin Hotel, the old Hard Rock Hotel. How is that working?
I think that's still a work in progress. I would say that this year, our fiscal year just ended, so the start of this year has actually been robust. You have F1 coming, you have the Super Bowl coming, you have the Raiders in town, you have Golden Knights in town now. So you continue, but that property relies a lot on the conventions, and they're starting to come back. But the 2 years prior to this, they were just building. They haven't gotten back to 100% of the convention business. I am continuing to see that hotel occupancy continues to improve and grow there. And as that continues to grow, I'm confident that our property there is going to continue to grow and perform. And under the leadership of Joe Hassan, I'm confident that he does a phenomenal job.
Yeah, Joe knows the market.
He does.
Forward, that's for sure.
Very seasoned operator, very experienced operator, knows how to run a casino floor, and have nothing but the greatest of faith in Joe's leadership.
Okay, great. So I know that the tribal council is really involved in the business end of their operation, the commercial side as well. What kind of support do you have with them, and what kind of relationship do you have with the council?
I have a great relationship with the council. I know, it's interesting because I'm going to be on a panel today when we talk about developments outside the reservation, and some tribes decide to go with a separate board that deals with operations off the reservation. Our management board has decided not to do that. They want to be personally involved. They're accountable to their membership, so they want to be the final decision makers on where we go, how we do it, and what the major decisions are. But our council's been very stable. Our chairman's been on the council 20 years now. James is a phenomenal person to work with. We have one-on-one conversations. I meet with the vice chairwoman who's now been on the council 2 terms. So I have individual relationships with them as well as a group relationship with them. They're very supportive. Obviously, they're very inquisitive. They make sure that they ask the appropriate questions. And sometimes they say no, that they just aren't interested in something or it's not for them. But they're very supportive of our group. They're very open to hearing ideas, and they're very open to working with us directly to make sure that we're doing the best for the Mohegan tribe and our entire team.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So you mentioned the corporate culture. I mean, I've always been impressed right from the start. When Saul Kersner was running the property, I mean, he built a corporate culture, and you guys obviously added to it. It's amazing that the employees really enjoy working there, and they're proud of what they accomplish. How important is that to translate that into Korea when you go into Korea?
Number one priority. It's interesting you asked that because Chen Shi, who's now the president there, and I sat down and had a conversation. I'm like, this is one thing. And I truly believe this. The greatest way to succeed at Mohegan Sun is live our culture. The spirit of equity, welcoming, cooperation, mutual respect, building relationships. If you can do that, you can overcome any obstacles because people will work with you. People will do more for you when they know that you believe in them, they'll believe in you. and we give our team and empower our team. And we feel we need to do that in Korea. We need to bring that there, and that's why we're focusing on making sure that some of our people are people leaders from HR. We call it people now, not HR any longer. Yeah. But they're going over and they're working with the leadership there and the people organization, making sure that we're talking about the culture. We're talking about what our expectations are and how you treat people and how we want our guests to be treated in the guest service that we expect.
Right. And that's such an important thing. I mean, you can have the most beautiful property. If you don't have that welcoming guest service type of thing, it just doesn't work.
They're going to fire you, right? At the end of the day, if you look throughout the world now, right? There are gaming resorts, resort operations everywhere. They're all over the place now. And if you're not delivering that experience that they want to come back and they don't feel special, why would they choose you? Why would they choose one of the other thousands of other operations they can go to?
Right. Well, let's wrap it up and talk about the digital. Are you in New Jersey too? I know.
We have we're a partnership with Morris in New Jersey, and we do have a part of that. That actually was one of our first operations. We're actually in Pennsylvania, and we're looking at whether there's opportunities further in those jurisdictions. We opened up in Connecticut 2 years ago now. As I said from the get-go, we were going to do this. We were going to open it profitably, and we have opened it profitably. We've been very successful. We're one of 52 operators in Ontario. We are actually the only bricks and mortar operator in Ontario. We work directly with the OLG. It's actually their sister arm. IGO, and they've been tremendously supportive of us in the operations there. And we're going to look for opportunities as we expand into iGaming in jurisdictions where we know we can be successful. We don't get into the game of just over bonusing to attract guests. We want guests to come to us because of the loyalty, because of the product that we offer, and as well as the bricks and mortar opportunities that we can cross market with it.
Yeah, and I think that's important. And then so many properties don't take that opportunity. They don't take it. They aren't figured out how to bring online players into their casino. Are you really working hard on that?
So I made that actually a point with Rich Roberts, who's our president of digital gaming, as well as Jeff Hamilton in Connecticut, and said you two need to be working together, hand in glove. That you're not going to be over bonusing. That I want you. And some of the most popular things we do online is bricks and mortar promotion. Our most popular promotion, believe it or not, which hasn't happened yet, was the Bruce Springsteen concert. That was the most popular promotion online that they ran. They purchased 4 tickets. Didn't purchase, it was ourselves, but gave those away online as part of our promotion. It was our most popular promotion. Now it was canceled twice on us. We do have another date coming forward, so we may run another promotion for some more tickets. But the same thing in Niagara, where Richard Taylor and Rich Roberts, they're working hand in hand, and we make sure that their CMOs, each of the property and the digital, are talking about how do we cross promote each other and make sure that we're doing the best for each other.
Great. Well, Ray, you've got a lot on your plate. It sounds like it's going to be an exciting year coming up for you, and we'll catch up with you when the Korean property opens. And I hope to go there to see the opening. I'm anxious to see what you've done.
I hope you get the opportunity to come visit us. You'll hear some exciting news coming soon about that opening, and I'm really excited about it. And Roger, it's always great to see you.
Thanks for the time. Thanks for joining us on the GGB Podcast, sponsored by Pavilion Payments, the industry's leading cashless payment provider. To learn more about the topics discussed today and all the important issues in gaming, check out Global Gaming Business Magazine. For a free virtual copy of the magazine, subscribe at ggbmagazine.com. To stay current with the weekly news of the gaming industry, subscribe to ggbnews.com. Use the coupon code GGB180 for a free subscription. Don't miss a single episode of the GGB Podcast. Subscribe on Amazon, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts today. So we'll see you next time on the GGB Podcast.